Now, if we mark this as the beginning of the cycle here, this is when the Sphinx was built, okay? The Sphinx was built 24,832 years ago by the being called Ra-Patal, who is the leader of the armed forces of Orion. He's also known as the Lion King out there, because he's also taken on genetics of the lions as well. He did that for himself. And he's also known as the winged dragon of Ra. Now, he built that with Thoth. Together they built that. Now, the reason they built it in the shape of the lion was to honour the lion beings for the help that they helped him turn around and helped him turn his race of peoples around out of that energy of war to save his peoples and return them back to the energy of God. And it's a monument that represents peace between the serpent tribes and the bird tribes. That's what it represents. It's a monument of peace throughout the whole universe. Very, very important monument. And what it does is it locks in where it sits, and the time frame it was built. It actually locks in like a key into the magnetic grid of this planet and pumps harmonics out into the magnetic grids of the two magnetic grids of this planet, the matter grid and the antimatter grid. And how were they built? Let me tell you how they were built. Well, it's simple. They just use sound, frequency. By pumping frequency into the rocks, you change the rate of the spin of those atoms. Therefore, you change their molecular structure. Therefore, you can actually get them to levitate. And this is no mystery. There's Buddhist monks with their big horns that can sit there and they can pick up a big boulder and make it float in the air for you. You can go there and ask them to do it for you. Okay? This is no mystery. Okay? Everything is sound, everything is frequency. All of Nikola Tesla's research was about frequency. That's why all got shelved by the Morgans, because they knew what potential it had, okay? So it's just frequency. They levitate and you can push it with your little pinky after that. Just walk it into position. Then once you get the rock into position, then you blast it with a frequency again to return it to its actual molecular structure. And because they're just slightly pliable as well, they just dropped into position. And that's why you can't get a piece of paper between the rocks either, because once they dropped, as they were dropping, they were also moulding into position. Just ever so slightly. And that's how it works. It's very simple. Built them very, very fast. In no time at all. And no, Khufu did not build the Great Pyramid. It's like who taught the university professors what is real and what is not real? Where did they get their information from? And the people that taught them, where did they get the knowledge from? And when something gets discovered, who gets to say that that's officially true or not? It's a group called the peer review. You've got a handful of people that tell the rest of this world what is real and what is not real. Oh, what kind of power is that? Talk about control. Okay? And the evidence is overwhelming. It's all around everybody. If you want to see if extraterrestrial life exists, it's all around you. Just open your eyes. It's written in every culture. Every religion has it written in there. Even the Christian religion. If you know what the Star of David is, it's a Merkaba vehicle. It's a light vehicle. Okay? So now we're getting to 24,832 years is a precessional cycle. That also, when we talk about harmonics, we're talking about things having a relationship with one another. So we're breaking out of the mentality of ones and zeros. We're not computers, okay? We're not machines. We are biological entities. And so therefore, you've been conditioned by our society to think of ones and zeros. It either is or it isn't. Okay, when we're talking harmonics, it's not about that. There's give and take on either side. Like when you get to a radio station, you can come off that dial a little bit. You're changing frequency by a fair bit, but you're still picking up the radio station, aren't you? Okay? So it's not like your digital phone compared to your old analog phones. While the signal was weak, you could still manage to have a conversation. Now it just drops out. It's not there. It either is or it isn't. So more and more you're being, compressed into this way of thinking like a machine. Okay? So this harmonic equation has that relationship involved in it. Correlation is the key word. It's also a seated fractal. You can express wisdom in a mathematical expression called recursion. It's a recursive equation. So you've got your 2 and you go 2 times 2 equals 4. You start off with your 2. Okay, and then you come down and you go 2 times 4 equals 8. And then 4 times 8 equals 32. So you can see it's gaining upon itself. It's a compounding equation. Alright? It's like this. You have an experience in life. And you take this experience, you go, okay, I've just had that kind of experience. And then you move on in life. And then you're standing here. Well, wisdom is for you to come now into this next experience, but also to bring your last experience with you into this experience as well. Okay? And then you have another experience, and the way you perceive it this time is based on what you're going through now, but what you take into consideration what you experienced before as well. That's learning from your experiences, right? That's wisdom. And then you have that, and then you move on again to the next experience. And now you have 2 others that you've had. So you keep growing as you're going along. It's called wisdom. Alright? That's a mathematical expression of wisdom, is a recursive equation. So that's one way to understand that this processional cycle, this cycle to end all cycles, has harmonically wisdom built into it. For us as universal beings to incarnate on this planet and to gather the wisdom necessary for our souls. The energy is there for us to use that. The harmonics are there. Also, you can take the numbers and you go 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 3 plus 2 equals 19. 19 is a very important number. It's actually a mathematical expression of the goddess feminine energy. Okay, so the energies that we're moving into now is more feminine nurturing energies of creation. We're getting away from that male-dominated bastion type of energy of power, greed, ego, violence, control, all that sort of stuff. It's important that we all understand nurturing energies. It's due. It's well overdue.